Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Kenyans, as you know very well, and it is now becoming very clear, that William Ruto's presidency was accelerated with two ways. Number one was about the church. William Ruto used the church to accelerate his presidency. Number two, William Ruto used narratives, and especially the hustler narrative, Mama Boga and Boda narrative. Now, as you speak, the hustlers and Mama Boga and Boda, they are feeling omitted out of this government. They are feeling like they are not part and parcel of this government. Number two, the church is now coming hostile to William Samoei Ruto. As again today, Reverend Sami Wainaina is coming out to drop a bombshell as he is declaring that their expectations were, number one, this government was a government of God. Number two, it was a prayerful government. Number three, it was people-based issues government. And so as they speak, they are even shocked if this is the government that portrayed themselves as a Christian government, or rather, a government that respects God. Let me not say Christian, because we have also Muslims who believed on William Ruto. But again, this government was portrayed by William Ruto and Mama Rachel Ruto as a government who respect God, and it is a government of God. And that is why most of the time you could see them having prayers left, right, center. I want you to listen to Reverend Sami Wainaina coming back with another throwback. I want you to listen to him. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch the video and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, ensure you like the video. Let us listen to Reverend Sami Wainaina.
This government was made to look as the most godly government. You'll see them in churches.
Made to look by whom?
By themselves. They would sit in churches. And you remember the last time I was here, I was actually challenging the president because he looked like an hour pastor. And I told him, hey, guy, we are here. We will do the work of prayer. Don't use prayer. Now there's no rain, now you call for prayers. And it's not actually prayers. It's actually some political meeting disguised as a prayer meeting. And I told the president, please leave that. And if you want to attend, leave that for us to organize. Then one time I hear there are prayers in State House, and members of the cathedral asking me, Provost, you didn't go for prayers. Which ones? And I see all manner of people in State House in the name of praying or cleansing the State House. You know what? You can make prayers private. What is this public display of prayer and Christianity? We actually make Christianity hated by people because they can't understand. The same guys who campaigned showing as if they had all the solution, then they turn around quickly, and it's like now they can't listen to the poor Kenyans. They overtax them. But when you look at the opulence around them, let me give you a quick example. A president is going for a service in a local church somewhere. Look at the motorcade. You wonder, why would you go with 50 cars to a church service? One, it's wasteful. Make the city and the country safe so that you can use two. I actually, in London, meet the king many times in the city. Do you know how many vehicles he has? 2. And 2 outriders only. Only. So how do you go with 100 vehicles to a church? Then your ministers come each with 20. Look at the wastage around the presidency. That is what I was addressing myself to. That this is a government, the political elite, that seems to enjoy so much the trappings of power at the expense of Wanjiku.
Maybe you need to contextualize. Now that you deal with contexts, right? Contextualize that. Probably that's how we Kenyans view power.
Exactly.
That's how we.
Actually, it's a societal problem.
It's us. It's expected that if the president went to the Africa Climate Summit in some small kadudu, or do people say surely that car thing is just for showing off? But we don't expect that he will be operating in that car vehicle. If the president operated in that car small car
for some time,
kadudu, going for meetings, we'd be like, aye. What is this? Because we, as a society, view power in a certain way.
Yeah, but Latif, let me also tell you something different. Leaders create cultures. Leaders can change things. And especially if you claim to be a Christian, then you do things differently. Do you know what attracts us to Christ? Because he did things in very different way. There were Pharisees and Sadducees of the time who wanted to be in flowing robes and looking glorious. What did he do? He changed it. That's why Christ is attractive. So when you have a president who is a Christian, what should they do? Tone down things. Change your budgets. When you hear that the office of the president in 3 months is using billions of shillings translated into about 23 per month, what does that tell you? He's too expensive. And so, while I agree it's a Kenyan challenge, or actually more of African problem, it's actually politicians who have created that to make us believe. What about if those people in power today changed that? You know, at the beginning of Ruto's presidency, I expected him as a Christian president, because I'm only using the information I have, that he is a Christian, his wife is a prayerful person. I expected him, first of all, to declare his wealth. Come out, tell us what you own. After that, create a culture. People around you must do the same. Number 2, declare that corruption will be my biggest target.
He has declared.
No, he hasn't. And not just to declare. It is actually to demonstrate that seriously. Look at the blackouts in this country. Kwani, what happened after this government took over? We didn't used to have all these blackouts, leaking airports and all that. Don't we have people who are employed to constantly continue to improve? So when you see wanton wastage in government, you create actually a culture. And that's why many people want to be politicians. So it is attractive. But I don't think it's attractive to be a politician in London or in the UK. Actually, you are more of a servant. And people can call you back if you're not serving them. And you've heard of ministers who have goofed in public and they have been sacked quickly. But here, nobody is actually sacked. Look at the mess at the immigration office. That people can apply for their simple passport, and it takes months and months, and the frustrations and the bribery that goes on around there. And we see it even as we walk around there. I want to see if we are seriously Christian, because here we are talking about religion. Hello, please let's be. We would rather say we are not. I would rather deal with somebody who is not than dealing with somebody who says they are, yet they are not.
Our guest is the Reverend Canon Dr. Sammy Wainaina, advisor on Anglican Community.
So according to my opinion, is now the church is walking out of William Ruto. Entire church is now becoming so naive about William Ruto's government. And they are now strategizing how they are going to pray so that this government must be kicked out. But again, the same question is, as some churches came out campaigning for William Ruto. And now, hao ndio walileta hii problem yote, wakisema kwamba William Ruto and his team, they are anointed. What happened? What went wrong? That is the question we are asking. Because again, we cannot say the church is right. On the same note, they came out confusing us, saying that it is William Ruto that God has anointed. But again, something that God has anointed is a blessing. But again, William Ruto with his anointing is like a curse to our country. Kenyans are being killed left, right, center. There's problem left, right, center. But again, the church earlier on told us that this is a government of God. So for them to come out and tell us that now they are getting out, they are walking out on Ruto, it is very clear they have tested the wrath of involving themselves in the politics. Yet, we expected the church to be neutral, the way the most Muslim were neutral, and they must also show their neutrality, They must not come out and tell us they're supporting William Ruto, they're supporting Raila Odinga. They must pray. Even if they are supporting, remember, we are having opinions. It is not bad them coming out to give opinions. But again, some churches turned in a way that now William Ruto was the sermon in their churches. William Ruto's pictures, videos were being displayed in these churches. So I think Reverend Wainaina is coming out to say what other churches are now coming out, or rather other clergies are coming out to realize that William Ruto's government is not in a way the way we thought it was going to be. So that is what Reverend Wainaina is coming out to say. But again, remember, yesterday I analyzed a video where some clergies are coming out to show their might. That, oh, William Ruto is a bad person. The other one is saying, like Pastor Ezekiel is saying, what if I pray and make William Ruto to win again 2027? The Apostle Mike Mbad, the same, is coming out to say that this government is government of vultures, They cannot come out and accept a government that does not understand and listen to the people. You saw Reverend Teresia Wairimu, the same thing, coming out to say they must pray. Someone is going home 2027. So the church is currently coming out at a time that we thought like the church will continue supporting William Ruto all the way. They don't want even to be associated with William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye till you meet in another video.